In today's episode, we're going to talk about ways that we can increase our monthly income, that positioning is everything. It's power. Positioning is power, and you can write that down. But she learned how to speak to the masses, but she also learned how to position herself as a person that you should hear me. You should listen to me. The creator of that tapped into that and started getting sponsorships and deals all over the place while it was hot. That was very smart. That 15 seconds of fame probably could have padded them up for life. People want quality now. They want the proof. People have to wear their clarity goggles and know BS from not BS and know when they're being tricked. And that's just up to them. That's your homework you need to do as an adult. And if you get wowed by certain things, which a lot of people do with that other brand I was talking about, wow, these selfish son of a bitches just listen to my shit, soak it up, and never ever leave me a review. They're like, oh, my life is different. It's changed. I have the most amazing relationship. Hey, can you talk about how much money you made too? I'm like, oh yeah. And about that, I made so much money. Hello and welcome to another episode of Unapologetically Rich. I'm your host, Shamina Taylor. In today's episode, we're going to talk about ways that we can increase our monthly income, our wealth, and what we can do like from a strategic standpoint to grow our businesses, not just energetically. For me, I've realized that positioning is everything. It's power. Positioning is power, and you can write that down. And if you have not positioned yourself in a place of power, the chances of you attracting people to you are very hard. And this is why a lot of people don't have clients, or they haven't people coming to sign up for their high ticket, is because they haven't positioned themselves into a place of power. And I always study how can I help clients become more powerful, or how can I help them make as much money? And obviously who you're being is really important, your identity, and creating that, mindset, that frequency, bringing you to the most empowered place that you could possibly be in really helps with your frequency to attract ideal clients, because people invest in programs and mentors or services or whatever it is that you're offering that feel confident, that are certain that they're going to help you get results. That's one of the things for many people when they're going to make investments, is that is this going to work for me? Is this actually going to work for me? Do I need this? What will happen if I do it? But if somebody says, hey, look, I know this is your problem and you need this, it's going to work for you. I can't give a guarantee because I don't know if you're going to do the work, but they're going to 9 times out of 10 go with the person who has delivered themselves that way. And that's how a lot of positioning happens in the market. You'll see people, I know knocking her, but Mel Robbins, for example, hasn't been that original. It's been regurgitated stuff. Even the title of her book, Let Them. What she's saying is just let them think what they want. But man, is it changing everybody all of a sudden? Because sometimes it takes hearing something from somebody else for your consciousness to shift, even though you might have heard the concept 10 times, but you did that one person who has positioning and power that you're like, oh, well, if Mel said it, then I should do it now. But your mom and your brother and your dad and everybody else have been telling you about it for years. But when Mel said it, well, then now you're going to listen. And then when Mel offers something, you're going to buy it because Mel did it because she seems like she's more important. But is she? Or does she just position herself that way? And well, she's got all these people following her and listening to her. Well, because first she had to lead herself into that position of authority and power, and then the people came. She was starting her own TV show back when no one was giving her a TV show. She went and decided to make her own TV set. It only lasted a couple of years because she couldn't keep it up, but then podcasting became really big, and so that was another way to get people on there. But she's not an original thought, but she learned how to speak to the masses, but she also learned how to position herself as a person that you should hear me. You should listen to me. I'm the leader that you should listen to. That doesn't just come with somebody deciding to wake up one day and be like, I have something to say, you need to listen to me, right? It comes with somebody working deeply on themselves to believe in their power, to believe that they came here, to believe or be a leader, to believe in this is important that I say this. So when we go back to breaking through income ceilings or making more money or having best-selling books and all the things that are there, it's not necessarily popularity, right? Popularity is misunderstood. Popularity brings fans, let's say. And does Mel have fans? I'm sure. But it's more of being able to offer something that other people aren't doing, and also position yourself to be like, here's the thing that I do and that I know I will help you. In my 3-day masterclass coming up, highest cash months, we talk about positioning, because if you do desire to have your highest cash months, that means having offers that are selling for more than what you might be doing right now, but having offers that are going to bring in maybe less clients, but going to have a higher ticket attached to it. So your deliverables on those clients, unless you have a scalable offer, are not going to be so demanding, and you'll be able to get them the same result in less time. And you'll make more money too doing it, because you'll be able to be doing other things which are going to increase your positioning. Like, for example, creating podcasts, getting on podcasts, speaking on stages, writing your book, doing book tours, doing TEDx talks, creating your YouTube content, all of the things that people say they don't have time for. But if you want to create a personal brand that's positioned yourself as a person of power that people should go buy from, this increases the amount of sales traffic that you're going to attract to you. And so it's not necessarily like, they're obviously the energetics of lifting the ceiling off and you being in the most abundant thinking mindset. I mean, that is definitely underlooked of why people are in there, removing that masculine energy that's keeping you stuck from receiving more wealth. Because I do believe money is masculine and the way we receive it's feminine for us women. But it's also being able to strategically position yourself so that you can be somebody who people want to buy from. It's like when something goes viral on TikTok, it gets sold out in minutes. But that thing could have been sitting on TikTok for years. The moment that one person posts it and they say, hey, this is the new thing that you need to get, it might have been there for years, but because the demand for it goes up, the popularity, let's say, or the positioning that things works, everybody does it. Like, I think, what was that saying? I'm so demure. I never caught on to that because I'm not on TikTok a lot. Demure, blah, blah, blah. Everybody was saying it. Everybody was saying it. It's dead now. But everybody was saying it was like such the hype thing to do in that moment. And thank goodness the creator of that tapped into that and started getting sponsorships and deals all over the place while it was hot. That was very smart. That 15 seconds of fame probably could have padded them up for life. And licensing features and trademarks or whatever, like really, really good. But if you're not positioned as that authority, and you don't have that conviction and that command, which does come from an empowered being, because your empowerment does affect how certain you show up, your frequency is, why people would buy from you and not somebody else. But that affects your bottom line of how much money you're going to make per month, of how many clients come to you. Like, people are going to go to a doctor that's going to be able to help solve their issue in less amount of time. It's going to be something that they've gone to other people for, they can't find, or they're going to go hire somebody for weight loss and be like, hey, I'm looking to lose weight, but I don't want to do this and this, but I want it to be faster. I want results. They're going to go to them, right? Something maybe unique and new. You haven't tried this yet. Or I'm looking for the love of my life. They're going to look for somebody who is going to be partnering people up, matching people up, because they have a methodology. I'm going to show you how to attract your partner. But when there's a need and people are looking for a fix for it, people who are really, truly in abundance are not going to look at the price tag of these things. They're going to purchase it, first of all. But second of all, they're going to go to the people who stand out the most. Like, where's the expert? Who is positioned as the authority here? And the expert is usually positioned as a leader in their industry because they're the go-to, right? They're the one that stands out, the one that's claiming to be the expert, the one that's calling themselves the expert, but also has testimonials saying, hey, look at these results that I'm getting over here. It speaks for themselves. They're positioned in that way. Their content creates that vibe and energy, and then people are going to be buying from them. There's a woman online who, I don't even think she has a website right now either, but she decided she was expert. And she has not even graduated high school, but she's very well known in our coaching industry, especially on that woo-woo side. There's a lot of information, not necessarily implementation or integration that she teaches, but she teaches a lot of energetics and stuff. And she made a lot of money just by going live online and telling people she's the smartest and best, and having this conviction about her that was like, listen to me, like, this is the thing that I'm going to teach you. Whoever's showing up in this like energy is going to be the one that's going to get all of the attention. And you see that certain people are really putting themselves out there. Like, I feel my book, Unlocking the Quantum Woman, it was a game changer because it literally has put me as the authority in this industry. I'm getting on podcasts, big stages, because I have a book that has quality and it's changing lives. It's got great information. It's powerful. There's no other book exactly like this out there, right? That's teaching this stuff. And it's very unique to me because it's my lessons. But it's very relatable to a woman who can identify with me, right? And this is why I tell people, do not do collaboration books. Okay, so you get to say you're a bestseller, but what does that do for the strengthening of your positioning in an industry or your brand? I don't like saying this, but it's just like, you might as well just not have done it, because I don't think it's going to further you ahead, because saying you're a best-selling author does crap. People want quality now. They want the proof. They want the thing. They don't want just, I'm a Wall Street Journal person, I'm this and that. They're over that. They're over that. There's some people that get wowed still. I just saw a post on Facebook and I stopped my scroll because I was like, oh, and this woman's like, YouTube put 1 million people in front of my content. And I was like, wow, what is she like? I thought, what am I going to learn from here? Come to find out, it was some video from like 6 years ago. It got about 62,000 views. She doesn't even have more than 130,000 views total on her YouTube, but it was impressions. It was impressions. So likes, comments. So she did have a video that went viral 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. But the way she made it sound, and that was just the way she positioned herself, was that she had 1 million views. 1 million sounds like a lot. So then people were commenting because nobody else commented on the rest of her stuff. And I was like, well, people have to wear their clarity goggles and know BS from not BS and know when they're being tricked. And that's just up to them. That's your homework you need to do as an adult. And if you get wowed by certain things, which a lot of people do with that other brand I was talking about, then that's a you problem, not a me problem, right? But I digress. So you want to be positioning yourself as somebody, and I believe that's in full integrity, that's an embodiment of what they teach, and they have a story from it. Like I have a yoga story. My yoga story of how I awakened, where I went, what I did, I can document every single thing that happened in my development into the person that I've become here today. I can document the awakening, the healing, the things I went through. I mean, it was not easy, right? And now I created a program called Accessing the Quantum through Emotional Self-Mastery. Anybody else want to fast track that healing? They read my book and they go take that program immediately. Immediately, they go buy that program. Or they join my Millionaire Club where we can quantum leap them. We work on the masculine and feminine. We work on the scarcity mindset. We work on with emotional mastery. You get to fast track those results because when you do the work, it's successful, right? Now, for many people though, they're stuck. They're stuck in this, like, how do I show up on life? Because they're worried about what people might think, or they're still stuck in the patterning of, it's already been said, who wants to hear from me? Or they're like, I don't know where to begin. So they stop trying or just stop showing up online. They limit what they're doing. For me, I want to show people there's like an easy way. Podcasting, when I first started, I thought it was like, this is amazing. I just have to talk into a mic. I record most of them so you can see them on probably YouTube or somewhere else. So I can't just show up in my undies and do this. Like I have to actually have some clothes on. And not that I would record in my underwear anyway. Like maybe I do it in my pajamas. Maybe, I don't know. It's simple though. It's simple when you have the methodology. Like when people complicate it. I remember when I wanted to start a podcast, well, way back in 2019, it was a simpler thing, but I just didn't know what to talk about. I let myself get in the way back then. But as I decided to pull the trigger and get it done in end of 2022, I'm so glad that I did that. I had a system and a method and it works. And I applied what I did to create this. And I've told other clients what to do and how to start their podcasts, and they're killing it. And it's like, okay, this is an authority positioning, building asset right here. And as you create good content and put things out, your listenership will go up, your subscribers will go up. And then I have a whole methodology of how to get yourself ranked and what to do. And this is what I teach people in my Wealthy CEO program. The more traffic you get to your eyes, the more people that are listening to you, your positioning goes up, right? And your authority goes up, and et cetera, et cetera. But a lot of people lack consistency and they won't keep doing the thing. I see a lot of people in the industry that talk about having a podcast. You go look to see when the last time they recorded, and it was like once like 4 months ago. The other one was like a year ago. I'm like, why can't you keep being consistent? Does it require doing some work? Absolutely. I take time to record these episodes for my audience to provide them content. And in return, I ask them to leave me a review on Apple, and people still won't leave a review. Like some will, many of you have, but still people won't even take the time when they're getting something free to do it. But I could let myself sit in resentment and be like, wow, these selfish son of a bitches just listen to my shit, soak it up, and never ever leave me a review. Are they really in abundance? I could sit there and think like that, but that's a them thing. They want to just soak it up and listen to it and not do anything about it. That's up to them. Or I'm like, oh my gosh, all the people that I serve, they're listening to it. We have thousands and thousands of downloads a day. And I don't have 1,000 reviews. But I still go and I put it in abundance. And I always know that I'm going to be blessed. I always know that it'll come to me, because if someone asked me for a review, I would give it to them. If someone asked me for something, I would do it. It is work. I show up to serve you. I'm in service. Service comes first. My book was from service. It wasn't to get clients. My YouTube service. And the limited thing that I ask is, hey, can you also help a girl out? And that's it, right? But when you're a paid client and you come in and you've invested in me, I'm going to make sure that you are here to win, because I'm going to show you the ropes. I'm going to give you the insider information. People think when they listen to the podcast or the book, they're getting all of it. You're getting a lot of it, but you're not getting all of it. You're not getting all the things that are going to fast track it the way that I show my clients what to do, because you're getting step-by-step process, right? But still, if you can't afford to make the investment yet, I make my stuff available so that I can help all the women, because I wish I had a me when I was starting out, right? Anyway, I digress there. But one of the things I just want you to really understand is that positioning yourself is really important. And if you have this big message, which I'm sure many of you do, maybe some of you don't listening to, but the ones that do, I'm talking to you, and that you came here for more, there's going to become a point in many people's lives where they're like, I had success, but now what? I've done this thing, but now what? What's next? What's the next for me? For me, I had to get slapped up ahead in a yoga mat to figure out, like, hey, you came here for something huge, woman. For a woman like me to leave practicing law, which I was really good at, and my gosh, like, that wasn't like a cheap investment into my education. I mean, I always identified as a lawyer. It was like, hi, I'm Shamina the lawyer kind of thing. It was a calling. It was a soul duty. It was you came here for something more, but in the same time, I found myself. I found who I was meant to be, my authentic self, which I became the most empowered version of myself. Stop needing validation. Stop letting things control my brain. Stop making me feel like I was insecure about certain things, really allowing me to be fully in my power. That's why when I tell people I can walk in a room, somebody can make $100 million and I can feel wealthier than them, in the sense that it doesn't matter how many Rolexes you have, what you've achieved. I have this peace inside of me that money really can't buy. And that's what I love to deliver to everybody else. You know, when people give me their testimonials, I'm like, hey, they're like, oh, my life is different. It's changed. I have the most amazing relationship. All those ailments went away in my body. My relationship with my husband or significant other has changed. I'm a better mother and my business has boomed. I'm not working half as much as I was before. And I'm like, hey, can you talk about how much money you made too? I'm like, oh yeah. And about that, I made so much money. Or they're like, I had my highest cash months. Oh my gosh, yeah. They're like, oh yeah, don't worry about the money. The money comes. And I'm like, no, you have to talk about the money, because that's what people want. Because people don't realize that there's another level to their lives, just like you didn't when you came to work with me. You're looking at, they're like, yeah, because we thought that's what it was going to cure what's inside until we started doing your work. The money will always come when you do this work. But it's just crazy when they're leaving the testimonial, like, can you start with like this part, please? And they don't. So back to positioning. What do you want to be known for? And are you really showing up in your power to be seen as that go-to expert that positions themselves as the person to attract the clients that are coming to you and not somebody else? And really, how do you go about doing that? Because if you have that market domination, you're going to have people coming to you no matter how many white loaves of bread are on the shelf. They're going to be picking out you every single time. And this is where it's like, I say that people with the it energy attract clients like crazy. Sometimes they don't have it turned on, but when they do, people cannot not see you, recognize you, notice you. And this is where you build the most powerful brand. And when you have a personal brand that stands out, my goodness, it's endless, the opportunities of what you can do and have, because you're seen as a force to be reckoned with. People want to be around you. They want to work with you. They want to connect you. They want to do opportunities with you. You're going to be asked to be put on Lena Cardone's podcast or all these big podcasts I've been asked to be on. I've never paid to be on a podcast ever. I've never paid for my following. I've never paid to be in Forbes. Forbes wrote an article about me. Fortune magazine did. These are big publications because I stood out in my power. I positioned myself this way. And of course, they come to the authority. They want to know. So this is going to increase your overall income because you'll have traffic coming to you. I was on TV almost weekly as a wealth expert on the news, CBC, NBC, Fox, and having that real estate in the interwebs is amazing because people can go look up your TV segments and they can Google you and see, well, look, this person's on Yahoo Finance, all these things, and it builds your authority. And when you're in the Wealthy CEO program that I have, I show you how to do this. And this is like, It's not like a hack, but it's a way of really coming in and like, do you want an omnipresent brand? Do you want to be known as that expert? Do you want to be a household name? How big do you want to go? I know for me, I want everybody to know what I teach and do because I know it'll change everybody's lives and their children's lives. So I have a duty to show up in this power, and nothing's holding me back anymore. There might have been a time where I thought I wasn't fully turned on in my power. Those days are done. I'm fully turned on, and it's like, let's go. So I want that for everybody who's listening today, because what the money will come, even if you have a dip in income one month, it'll come the next. Just, you got to trust, do the inner work, and the money will be there. The clients will come. Just really get clear on, do you want that life, or do you want to just stay doing what you're doing? I hope you enjoyed this episode and you got some value out of it. If so, go ahead and leave us a review and come join our Quantum Woman group. And if you have not got my book, Unlocking the Quantum Woman, this is going to be a game changer. Get the physical book. There's a workbook already in it. Do not buy the workbook that's on Amazon that's listed there. It's not mine unless it has my name as an author on it. Go check out my YouTube. It'll complement the podcast. It'll complement the book, and you'll get lots of things to binge on. Come follow me at Shamina Taylor at Instagram, and just send me a message saying hi and where you found me from. If it was from the podcast or the YouTube or wherever all the things were. All right. Stay tuned for another episode. Bye for now.